Few train journeys in the world are quite as breathtaking as the Rocky Mountaineer, a luxury rail experience winding through the heart of the Canadian Rockies. And now, thanks to MTH, or thanks to MTH in 2018, you can now bring this epic journey in O-scale detail to your layout. Everybody, welcome back to the basement. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Chris from Chris's Trains and Things, and we are here with one of the most stunning sets produced in O-scale. This is the MTH Rocky Mountaineer set, and it is one that is just visibly stunning. The paint, the lines, the details are spectacular. It's also very, very hard to find, and I am thrilled to finally have it in my collection. It's actually a set that I've been eyeing and trying to find for many, many years. I've kind of been quiet about it. There's always been some custom work done that you can find at York of the Rocky Mountaineer, but just wasn't ever quite up to where I wanted it to be. And obviously I wanted the engines. And I've been asking folks to rerun it, and no one ever does. And we know why. At least we have a feeling as we know why. We'll talk about that shortly. But I have it here on the layout. I was able to pick this setup from York, from the trains booth at York. I was there on the first day. I did some proxy buying because I was at work, so I had some folks go over and get that picked up for me and reserved, and I was able to grab it. We're going to show it here on the channel today, and I'm thrilled to bring you along for the journey. So I might have mentioned 2018. This Premier Line run was actually from 2019, and it included 3 GP40 locomotives. I have 2 of them here. I bought all the engines and cars that trains had, so they didn't have the complete set, but I was able to pick up 2 of the 3 GP40s, which I'm really, really happy with. And then it also came with matching passenger coaches, all decked out in the real life Rocky Mountaineer livery that you see behind me here. So there's 11 cars total. I have 8 of them, so I'm missing 3. I think there's another 2-pack and a single car out on as well. I think the other 2-pack might be another dome car. I'm not quite sure. My friends know. And so really hoping to pick those up at some point in time, but really happy with these right now. Now, these are PS3 locomotives operating on DCS from MTH. They are Premier Line locomotives. Now, before we dive into this, what is the Rocky Mountaineer? Well, it is a luxury, privately owned luxury sightseeing rail adventure that operates between Western Canada and more recently some parts of the United States since the 1990s. It offers glass dome coaches, gourmet meals, incredible views through the Rockies, including routes through Banff, Jasper, Lake Louise, and Vancouver. It is not cheap. I've actually spoken with some folks that have ridden on it. They said it's an unbelievable experience. You land at the airport and you don't touch your luggage until you're back at the airport. They handle everything. The rail routes are all during the day, nothing at night, because they want you to be able to see the Rockies. Can't do that at nighttime. So they have luxury hotels that they put you up in and things like that. It's apparently an amazing experience and something that I would really love to do at some point in time once my kids are graduated out of high school and probably out of college so I can afford it. We'll be able to go on this rail adventure. I think would be really, really special. So why hasn't this been run before? Well, in talking with some folks that have actually ridden on the Rocky Mountaineer, it turns out that the Rocky Mountaineer has decided to stop licensing this out to anybody that's going to sell it off the locomotives, off of the train. So you can get Rocky Mountaineer stuff, but it has to be bought on the Rocky Mountaineer. So you have to ride the Rocky Mountaineer to get it. I believe Rapido just announced a Rocky Mountaineer set that you can buy on the train itself. Now, it would be really difficult to sell an O-scale train set that way because it takes up so much space, but maybe someday they'll be able to figure that out, or maybe you could order it through the train. I'm not sure, but that made me, once I found that out, I'm really glad I bought it because it's never going to be run again. It sounds like it won't ever be run again, at least for not a long time. So we're really happy that I was able to snag this from trains. PS3 locomotives here, they're going to feature great sounds. They do have specific crew talk for the Rocky Mountaineer, which makes these even better. Now, these were clearly run. They had like 80 some hours on them. They're not new locomotives. The person that had this loved it and ran it, just like I plan to do as well. I would love to be able to swap these shells out with a newer GP40 shell at some point in time. The issue is everything's black except for the steps behind the pilots are that same blue as the Rocky Mountaineer color. So until we figure out something that's going to match with that, I'm not going to be able to just pop these shells onto a new GP40 and have a brand new Rocky Mountaineer locomotive and then, send the sound files over. So still trying to figure that one out. I've got a couple ideas up my sleeve that I'm hoping I can get to work out in the next few years so I can refresh these locomotives. But they do run great. The only issue that I'm having is I can't lash them up using my DCS app. I do have the WTIU And every time I try to lash these up, it gives me an error. And I'm able to lash up other DCS locomotives, just not these. So we'll have to figure that one out. So this is really a collector's piece item that I plan to put on the wall. I plan to run it and enjoy it, but also have it on one of my display shelves. I have a limited number of display shelves in my basement, and so I try to put things on there that I really want to make sure that we're showcasing. And that's hard to do when you have a collection that's growing as much as mine has, that I've been very fortunate with. But we're going to have to be moving some things on those big, long display shelves so we can have this in one big, long consist along that back wall. I'm really looking forward to that. So thanks again to Trains. And if you ever want to find something from thetrains.com, you can use code CTAT at checkout, save yourself some bucks, or go to trains.com/CTAT. And that helps support the channel. We really, really appreciate that. So if you know anybody that's got the other 2-pack and add-on card that I need for this, send them my way. I would love to be able to grab that from them if they're looking like they need some more space in their basement, looking to maybe free something up.
Now departing for Vancouver, the Coastal Passage Gateway Tour.
Pardon me. Hurry up now. Be careful on the steps.
Now arriving from Washington, the Coastal Passage Gateway Tour.